The Rotten Staff is my favorite Colossal weapon to swing around as Raider in Night Rain. Success in the spin-off game has inspired me to head back to Elden Ring and ask, is this weapon just as great as it is in Night Rain? Yeah. It is. We'll have to head to the Halig Tree to find the Rotten Staff. There is a putrid Erdtree avatar patrolling around the outer wall of Elphael by the elevator shortcut to Melania's room. Be sure to sneak up on him, or you may be spammed with holy projectiles. Defeat the avatar, and the staff will drop into your inventory. Side note, there is a somber ancient dragon smithing stone just down the walkway. This is a moveset-based build and will focus on the heavy attacks. The Rotten Staff does not have a unique moveset, but it doesn't need one. The heavies have great range and incredible stopping power. The max New Game Plus poise modifier for enemies can be troublesome, yet can be circumvented by dealing more poise damage. As much as I love landing critical hits, and we will see plenty of them in this run, we may not even need them. With the insane amount of damage per hit this build dishes out, there are some bosses, such as in the DLC, that leave few opportunities for fully charged heavies. With these, the light attacks will swing out far, and the rolling light attacks, while their range is limited, are much faster. And as I'm sure all of you know, the staff builds up Scarlet Rot on hit. The damage over time is great for late game fights and later game cycles, working well against Promise Consort Radahn and Fire Giant. The Ash of War is Erdtree Slam. It's a fine move and all, but I would have preferred the Scarlet Rot Slam the putrid avatars use. This build is not based around the Ash of War, so I'll award style points for its use. For our spells, we have the great incantation combination of Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. Golden Vow increases our attack power by 15% and damage negation by 10%. Flame Grant Me Strength increases our physical damage by 20% for 30 seconds. And the Rotten Staff deals exclusively physical damage. It will also be our source of boosted stamina recovery, since this build does not run with the two-headed turtle talisman. We want to start every fight with the flask and 2 incantations, casting Flame Grant Me Strength last because of the spell's low duration. Whenever you can, make the opening move a fully charged heavy attack, as this is the move the build is built around. There are a few fights you can nearly script with a few thousand points of damage per swing. Switch to light attacks for fast fights like Mesmer, and use the running attacks for quick stuns against Melania and Renala. With Rot already a part of this build, I threw a few frost pots to inflict frostbite and decrease enemy damage negation. My question for you this week is, what colossal weapon do you like the most? I haven't featured many of them in build videos. As mentioned earlier, this is my favorite in Night Rain, but for Elden Ring, I have to go with the Great Club. It is literally a fat tree limb with split damage that you can buff on top of it. The Gazing Finger comes in second place because of how outright ridiculous it is. Do let me know your favorites down below. For more videos like this every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, be sure to like and subscribe to TheJerseySide. Our talismans were the Dragon Crest Great Shield for 20% physical damage negation, the Kindred of Rot's Exaltation for 20% more damage after we inflict Rot, the Two-Handed Sword Talisman for 15% more damage with our moveset, and the Axe Talisman to power up those heavy attacks even further. For tiers, we had the Spiked Crack tier to enhance our fully charged heavies. Regarding the second slot, we can use the Opaline Hard tier for 15% more damage negation. However, in the fights I was more comfortable with, I slotted in the Bloodsucking Crack tier to get a 20% boost to all damage with the cost of some health drain. For our stats at RL 170, we had 60 Vigor, 15 Mind, 35 Endurance, 80 Strength, since this is what our weapon scales off of, 18 Dexterity, as the weapon scales off this worse than Strength, but 80 is the soft cap, and 25 Faith, to use Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. Two-handing our weapon at 80 strength will technically take it above the soft cap, all the way up to 120, but I still believe those stats are best invested in strength. The Rotten Staff is a huge physical weapon, perfect for those who want the biggest of sticks that carry a little status effect on the side. I don't use the Colossal weapon class often, yet this run makes me want to change that. As a postscript note, I'm glad last week's longer video received great reception. I wasn't going to do a fresh playthrough for this weapon because it is late game, and there are a couple other things I'm doing this week. I mentioned in the last video I was addicted to Cyberpunk and reading some good books. The one I'm in the middle of right now is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. Strangely, the game and the book kind of thematically gel together. As strange as it sounds, a major theme in both works revolves around massive bureaucratic structures that do not exist to provide a service or get a job done or make everyone's lives better. They exist to further increase the power of said bureaucracies, whether it be a dystopian future megacorporation or the mid-20th century US Army. And both are drop-dead hilarious, by the way. I recommend them both. Perhaps I should start including book recommendations for runs and games I play.